everyone, and welcome to Redbird Replay. This is Scott Kirker, along with the coach, Mike Olson. Coach.
Hey, nice to be here. Boy, what a beautiful night in Metamora, Illinois for a conference game with Limestone. I actually think I'm in Florida right now or somewhere.
Yeah, this is unbelievable. It's a beautiful night. It's going to be a really nice night.
Two good teams.
Sun could be a little bit of a problem for the first baseman the first couple innings till the sun starts going down. But Metamora comes into this contest with a 10-2 record. They're 2-0 in the middle. And I went this past weekend down to Kentucky, played very well, went 1-2, but played some great competition.
Great competition, a good tournament. I was fortunate enough to go down there and watch it, and I thought our kids played very well. Pitching was good. You had to use a lot of pitching, but just a lot of good baseball. Played good teams. Christian Academy beat us in the first one, and then we beat Jeffersonville, a good public school, in the second game. And then third one, we had to play their Providence Catholic team, and they were good. But we held our own, and we're a little banged up too.
Yeah,
that's basically a 3-year catcher in Bean Blossom. Zach Bean Blossom, he's out with a bad broken thumb, really.
He got attacked by a rabid raccoon.
Is that right?
Taking out the garbage.
And then unfortunately, early in the first game, it would have been the Friday game, the 4:30 game, our time, 5:30 down there. Kyle Bartman
broke his hand.
Broke his swing of the bat.
I want to take this time and listen to the national anthem and the starting lineups.
It's time to meet this evening's starting lineups. First for the visiting Limestone Rockets. Leading off, the junior at shortstop, number 11, Zach Otten. Batting second, a senior at second base, number 1, Caden Davis. Batting third, a senior at third base, number 15, Blake Fenwell. Batting fourth, a junior at first base, number 18, Ashton Gray. Batting fifth on the mound today, a senior, number 16, Mike Dunn. Batting sixth, a senior in left field, number 9, Cole Tanner. Batting seventh, a sophomore behind the plate today, number 19, Travis Woods. Batting eighth, a junior in right field, number 17, Luke Ori. And batting ninth, a senior in center field, number 2, Alex Rudd. Assistant coaches Eddie Matthews and head coach of the Rockets in his first season is Josh Caruso. And now, the starting lineup for your Metamora Redbirds. Leading off, a senior in center field, number 7, Ryan Vogel. Batting second, a junior at shortstop, number 26, Jimmy Driscoll. Batting third, a sophomore in right field, number 14, Bryce Bishop. Batting fourth, a sophomore at third base, number 17, Trace Melody. Batting fifth, a senior at first base, number 11, Ben Bachman. Batting sixth, a junior behind the plate tonight, number 20, Landon Ivins. Batting seventh, a junior designated hitter, number 24, Andrew Goof. Batting eighth, a junior in left field, number 19, Logan McClure. Batting ninth, a senior at second base, number 3, Jack Moore. And on the mound today for your Redbirds, the senior number 10, Seth Bedwell. Assistant coaches Nick Delansky and your head coach in his 18th season, Eric Stone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join our student athletes and coaches in America, celebrating our freedom and those who protected both here and around the world with the playing of our national anthem.
Coach,
boy, that looked nice. The field looks great. Looks like the wind's blowing out a little bit to left, but not a hard wind, and just a really nice night. I see we've got left-hander on the mound, Seth Bedwell.
we watched him last year pitch a masterpiece, and then he came back Wednesday night last week.
Yeah, pitched another one.
Pitched 72 pitches, and it was just a masterpiece.
Right.
Again,
I don't know. He's, somebody said it real well the other day. He has the knack of missing bats. And I think that's a good way to put it. He doesn't overpower you. He tries to keep the ball down. Left-handers in general have a little bit more movement on the ball naturally, so the ball does move. It does sink a little bit. It comes in on the left-handers a little bit, and it sinks away, away from the right-handed batters. But he's a senior, and he was basically a conference starter last year, and nice to have that back, and a pretty good tandem with Turner Mann and him. Turner will probably be going on Wednesday, right? So.
And with Bean Blossom out and Bartman out.
Yeah. We need. I thought Jimmy played real well.
Jimmy Driscoll.
Jimmy Driscoll at short the other day. That's not an easy position just to jump into, but I thought Jimmy did a very nice job. Basically had to play 2.5 games down there because unfortunately Kyle got hurt in about the third inning of the first game. There you go. One thing that Seth Bedwell does too. He fills the plate up with strikes.
He does.
That's rule number one. Throw strike one and go from there. Got that one up just a little bit, but no, you look out, probably 70 degrees.
Oh, 70 degrees, sunshine, a little bit of wind blowing out, but not
much. That's a tough one. That's a base hit. Yep. Number 11. Zach Otten. Zach saw his dad play quite a bit at Limestone, and then played at some ICC, I think. But one thing about Limestone, they're going to swing the bats a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
They've always baseball has been a big game over there, and we got Caden Davis, one of the Davises. There's always been a Davis over in that area too.
I think there's always been an Otten too, hasn't there?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Otten's dad pitched there. Was a left-handed pitcher, but Davis, if this is the same family, there was Larry Davis is the head baseball coach, assistant football over at Pekin, and he played at Limestone, and then his dad was a good athlete at Manual back in the 60s. So a lot of tradition at Limestone High School, and baseball is their biggest tradition. But Coach Stone has done a great job here building this program up, and locally here it's been right with the top programs in the area. It's all right, get out there. 2-1. Hey, I'd like to see a ground ball here and maybe turn it over and get us that old twin killer and see what happens. Davis not too big of a kid. That's why I had the pleasure of coaching quite a few of these kids that coming up through the MTCO program, and even at the 14U level. And I remember playing the Davis over at Limestone. We played them every year, home and away at the youth level. Yep.
That one just didn't quite break. It just kind of hung outside there, didn't it?
Yeah. He might have been working just to nip that outside corner, but it was, like I say, it was about 6 inches outside. But we've got a tremendous view here, and it's just a nice night to play baseball. Look at that. Look at that. He was right on that outside corner, maybe even on the black, I would call it. And the old plates, there was always, and I think there's one down there right there. The edge of the plate is the black. And really not supposed to be considered the plate, really, a lot of people. But it was close, and I give the batter credit. He protected the plate. Yeah, all right.
We'll have second and third.
Second and third, right? It was a double down the left field line, a line drive over the third baseman's head, and Logan McClure hustled over, cut it off, and by the time he could get it back in, it was a double. So you're sitting at second and third, and got to battle back here and get it out somewhere. those runs in the first inning shouldn't beat you. So just
No.
minimize the damage here, get it out if you can, and work from there.
Second and third, nobody out here in this top of the first. And another familiar name with Limestone, Dunn, Mike Dunn.
Mike Dunn, the same name as his uncle. That's his uncle, Mike Dunn. This is Tom Dunn's boy. But his uncle Mike was a first-round pick of the Cardinals in the Major League Draft coming out of Bradley in 1984. Played on our U.S. Olympic team with Mark McGuire and was the National League Rookie Pitcher of the Year with Pittsburgh in about '86.
I think he got traded from the Cardinals to the Pirates along with Mike Lavalier.
That's right.
Oh, he's got.
Oh, look at this. Boy, could we get it out here. Run him all the way back.
Run back.
He's out.
He's out. Isn't he out of the baseline?
I thought he had a tag there, darn it. Oh, boy, that's too bad. That's too bad.
Is he out of the baseline?
Pretty close, you know. I thought he tagged him. I really did. I thought he took a swipe at him, and obviously the umpire's going to say he didn't touch him or he'd have called him out. But, you know, the throw was a little bit high. The throw was a little bit high, and it tailed a little bit with the right-handed throw, and it came down the line a little bit. And, you know, the kid, I'm a little surprised that the runner didn't slide. He really never slid. He just tried to basically maneuver around him, and credit to him, he did move around him. But they're right. This is Mike Dunn. Got to move on. First and third. They've got one run here early, but you can't let a run or two in the first inning beat you.
No.
You got to have enough confidence that you can score some runs too. A pretty good throw, boy. Pretty good throw, and good catch by Jimmy Driscoll playing short for the injured Kyle Bartman.
Now, should they have run that runner to third, and then they would have had two guys on third base?
That's what I'd like to see done right. Yeah. And then if that guy breaks for home, like I say, throw, and it was kind of an odd situation. It's a typical situation you get with runners on second and third. The guy on second was running on contact, but the guy on third stayed there. So that's why you created that log jam. And I thought Jimmy did a great job. He went in the hole, stopped the ball, couldn't get the guy at first, and like you said, would have liked to have gotten the out there. Well, I tell you, I don't think that's another base hit. Boy, nice arm by Vogie. Nice arm. All right, base hit again. But Vogel hustled after it, and rookie coach, I call him, he's first-year coach at Limestone, Josh Caruso, came up, coached their freshman program for many years, and got the promotion to the head job this year. He's a former Bradley Brave, and he also played some pro ball over in Italy. So.
He replaced with Derek Rentz.
Yep, Derek Rentz, good man. In fact, some people recognize he's actually coaching in the Metamora youth program right now. He moved from the Midland area, I think, about 2 years ago down here to get to Metamora, and that's why I think part of the reason that he decided that he's going to be a full-time dad and help the youth program rather than spend his time coaching at the high school, where I assume he's still teaching. But it's hard to coach your son's team and the youth teams if you're actually called a balk. Yeah. I'd like to see Coach go out and settle him down here a little bit. It's not the start that you wanted by any stretch of the imagination, but hey, like I say, I never, as a coach, I never was too concerned. You don't like it, obviously, when you get down early, but I used to always say when you came in, say you're down 3 or 4, hey, we got him right where we want him. I'd rather be down 3 or 4 in the first inning than I would in the 6th inning or 7th inning going into your last at bat. So we got our chances too, but we got to minimize the damage here, though. We still haven't got an out. You know, we got a man on second, so we got to minimize the damage. There we got an out. Pop up to third. Attaboy, Trace. I've been very impressed with the young players here. The third baseman, Trace, the shortstop today was playing left field early. Jimmy Driscoll, and then, of course, the boy out, Bishop. Is it Ben Bishop?
Bryce Bishop.
Bryce Bishop. Ben Bishop plays goalie, I think, for the
River.
Yeah, well, he did for River. Now he's with he was with I think he's with Dallas now. But anyway, Bryce Bishop, another sophomore in the lineup every day, and these kids have played well.
Landon Ivins has done a nice job.
Landon Ivins is catching with and was DHing early too, so he's had a lot of at bats in the first 12 games. Nice. Oh boy. All right. Kind of took a bad hop, came off the lip, and kind of came up on Trace a little bit. But you know, one thing about it, when that scoreboard starts going the wrong way early in the game, but in all fairness to Trace, the ball took a bad hop and came up and hit him in the chest area. But hey, once again, the guy stayed at second, so let's see what we can do here. This is the catcher, Travis Lutz.
Yep.
Nice looking left-handed batter. Yeah. It's going to go fall, though. No, it just hung in there, darn it.
Oh, that's going to score.
Yep. Too late, darn it. All right. Pick our heads up, keep working. Lutz just got a 2-run double. Right, stayed Bobby about what, 2 feet inside the line there,
Boy,
Scott? Yeah.
Sure, it looked like it was going to go foul, but it didn't.
Just didn't. He hit it square and it stayed right on that line and stayed. Usually that ball goes fall. Usually it goes fall. It really does. Boy, I tell you that. I'm not afraid to say that as a coach, this is what you're really saying. Boy, you think you're ready. You've prepared. You're 10-2, and you're facing a good team here, but boy, I tell you, the last thing you want is to fall behind by, 5 runs, and we're still sitting at 1 out, so we got to cut it off here at this point. But hey, like I said, I've got a lot of faith in our offense. We're facing a good pitcher, but I still got some faith in our offense that we're going to score some runs too, and got to do it. I like Coach going out there, though, and talking to the team. And that's what he did. There was no anger or anything like that in his approach out there. He just wanted to make sure that they know that, hey, play your game. You got to play. You can't feel sorry for yourself. You just got to go out and keep playing and play hard. I always told kids I liked them. When somebody showed up to the game late, I mean, you don't know the difference between whether they were up 10 or down 10. Just keep playing hard.
Metamora trails 5-0 here in the early
going, right?
1 out.
1 out. Man on second. But we'll get it out here. Attaboy. Start missing those. We didn't miss many bats early.
No.
Yeah. And they give them credit. They came out hitting and they were aggressive and they're gonna. That's very typical of Limestone baseball.
Luke Ory.
Look at that. That's
C&I
base hit. Throw the ball to second base. Throw it to second base. You can't get him. You cut it off. Attaboy. Hit the cutoff man. Good job. That's just as good. But man on second, that ball goes through the infield, and that guy's running. When it's hit that way to the right side, you're not going to throw him out at home. I know what Coach wants to do, especially with the pitching rules these days. He wants to try to get Seth out of this inning and get it, let him get a fresh start in inning 2. And nobody is warming up in the bullpen, so obviously he's going to stay with him. And Alex Rupp. There we go. Come on, Jimmy. Attaboy, Jimmy. Good job. Jimmy Driscoll went back, made sure he could catch the ball, and did. We're back to the top of the order, right, Scott?
Yeah.
This is Zach Otten.
2 down now. He singled his first time up, hit a nice shot right center field.
Yeah. He sure did. Got him popping up that time, though.
I think that's going to be a pop-up to...
Yeah. Like I said, it's just... there's no question when you get off to a tough start, it just mentally is very hard on everybody. That was a ball that was once again hit out in that triangle between the third baseman and the shortstop, and Logan McClure coming in, and it actually just overran a little bit. The ball went over the top of him and once again, not an easy play, but a play that you need made at this time of the game.
He hasn't played a lot of outfield yet because he didn't play baseball last year.
Right.
So he probably should have called Jimmy Driscoll off a little sooner.
Right.
So that he didn't have, because I think he was probably watching to see if there's going to be a collision.
Right. But like you said, at least he called him off enough that Jimmy let him take it. And nice throw.
He got his hand in.
Good. He just got his hand in. Good slide, a good head first slide, got his hand in. And one thing about it, Coach Caruso's not letting up, and he's right for not letting up. It's early in the game. There's a lot of runs to be scored, and by hopefully the Redbirds, and we'll see what happens. Like the biggest thing, we just got to shut it down and get some offense going ourselves. Nice pitch. Now there's that pitch, like I say, from the left-hander. It tails to the right-handed batters, away from the right-handed batter, and he missed it by a little bit. Good pitch, almost.
Full count.
Boy, this is big though here too. You got runners on second and third. They're going on the crack of the bat. We'd love to get this third out right here and get back in. Now we got a chance on that one. We got a chance. A little bit slow out there. All right. It was a line drive again, base hit to left, and like you said, it's just they swing the bat, and there's the cleanup hitter right now already, I believe.
Yeah, it's his second time up.
Yeah. Finkel, yeah. Is it a 3-hole hitter, Finkel?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3-hole. Good hitters. You'll catch that one. All right. Boy, that's
a long inning.
I tell you, that's a tough start. I don't care what level you're playing, and but you know what? I still say this, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. If I'm down 8-0, I want to be down 8-0 going into my first at bat where I've got 7 at bats to go.
Yeah.
And you don't. I'm going to say this. It's 8-0. I've seen a lot of games like this where offensively the other team shuts down a little bit. They feel good about
edge.
They lose their edge a little bit. They were ready and came out hard. But you know what I'm saying? Is that hopefully they lose their edge a little bit and we pick it up a little bit, and then we got to just chip away. There's no such thing as an 8-run hit, and so you just got to go out and get runners on and play the game like it's 0-0, and before you know it, you can get yourself back into the game, and that's what the job of the Redbirds is right now, and it is as mental as it is physical right now. I guarantee it, because there's nothing worse than getting down deep in the first inning.
And you don't have to get all of them back in the first inning.
No. In fact, 99% of the time you won't do it.
No.
You're not. I mean, I don't think we've had an 8-run inning this year. We want to make sure we get on the board, get one, or have some good at bats. Don't give up at bats. And the biggest thing is, and they won't, is you just want to play the game hard, no matter what the score on the board is at the time.
Ryan Vogel,
a Bradley recruit. I think one of the best players in the conference. Nobody runs any better than him. He's made at least 3 catches in the outfield already this year in the first 12 games that I think any of the 3 could be ESPN highlights, including that when he made the first game over his head in deep center field. Yep.
Work deep counts.
Mike Dunn pitching for them.
Up and out of play.
Yep. Just a very, very deliberate. I like the fact that very, very little movement with the arms. Everything is pretty quiet. Puts the ball in front of his face, and here it comes. Doesn't really hide the ball very. I mean, it's there, and we just got to, stroke the ball around a little bit too.
1-2 the count to Vogel. Boy, he watched that all the way in, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was, to me, it was low. It was on the outside corner, just a little bit low. 2-2.
Ooh.
Ooh, close. You know, he hurried the throw just a little bit. He didn't, and he actually pulled the first baseman off a little bit, but I think he was on long enough there. But
should he have come off the mound?
Yes.
Throw?
See, and I'm a big believer in that. You know, and also you do that by taking that. Like in the old days, we called it a crow hop.
Yep.
You point your shoulder, and it's hard to explain what it is, but you don't want to throw flat-footed.
No.
That's not an athletic move at any level. You take a little crow hop as you're getting your front shoulder, your glove side shoulder, to the place you're throwing to, and he rushed it a little bit, and the ball tailed a little bit too. The left-handed the ball is going to tail to the left, and it pulled the right-handed first baseman and had to reach across the bag to get it. Here's Jimmy Driscoll. Jimmy's hit the ball very well early in the year here. He basically started out in left field early in the year and then was moved to shortstop when starting shortstop and four-year player Kyle Bartman hurt his wrist or hand swinging down. I think that's a base hit, guys.
It is.
Atta boy. He just he just pulled a leg muscle. He pulled a leg muscle. I say he pulled a leg muscle, appeared to break a little bit. Says he's okay, I guess, but he did you see it? This guy?
Yeah, it looked like he pulled up a little.
He pulled up. He didn't round the base. It looked like it was maybe he just twisted his ankle a little bit, but
maybe he got the spike caught in the ground too.
He looks okay. Good.
He does look good.
Good.
That was a nice cut by Bryce Bishop, the number 3 hitter. Everybody's had to move up a slot.
Yeah.
With Bartman's injury and Bean
Blossom's it. Yeah, you're right. It's. Look at this, eh? All right, good job.
Put the ball in play and good things happen.
That's right. A lot easier to field, a lot harder to field it, throw it, and catch it than it is just catch that pop-up. So credit Bryce, sophomore, making contact off a good senior pitcher.
Brings up Trace Melody, third baseman.
Trace has hit the ball pretty well too. Another sophomore. What do you think? You got a sophomore hitting 3 and a sophomore hitting 4. I bet you that hasn't happened too many years.
Maybe go back to the Johnson Skinder days.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's where you'd have to go. And you're talking there when they were sophomores. Almost 5 years ago?
Oh man.
Because they're basically 5 or 6 years ago. Probably 6 years ago when they were sophomores. Because they would be, I think, at least seniors in college now, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
I know Johnson has a year redshirt, but he's down at least his third. He's at Tulane. So, in fact, he was at Arizona for one. And we're talking about Johnson now.
Right.
He was at Arizona for one, and then he was at a junior college. This is his second year at Tulane. So basically, we're talking 6 seasons ago. If we're talking their sophomore year in high school, you know. But hey, come on. I just hope we can, score some runs and stay in this ball game as best we can.
He's hanging. That was a nice swing.
No, these kids can hit. And that's not an easy. In other words, he probably played sophomores last year, right? Some I would think.
Probably a little bit.
But to make that jump, he didn't see any varsity pitching at all last year. I know that. And once again, he's facing one of the better pitchers in the league. Once again, when I coached in the Met, this is a boy that pitched against us almost at every level. 10U, 12U, 14U. This is Tom Dunn's boy from Bartonville, and good basketball player too.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Dunn, good athlete.
Ben Bachman, the batter for the Redbirds.
Come on, Ben. Here's our senior now. We need.
And he's had a good start to the season.
He's had a very good start. I've liked Ben ever since I've seen him in baseball, and he continues to be a real clutch hitter and a very good first baseman. Good eye. You know, you talk about good pitching. You know, you want to throw strikes, but you don't want to throw balls down the middle either. You know, that's not the thing you want to do. You want to keep nibbling at those corners and make them hit your pitch. See these? Well, it's nice to be back in the booth and talking baseball, Scott. I know you're a base. Cardinals play tonight, right, against the Dodgers?
Yep.
The big birds. Come on, we'll get these little birds going here. The Metamora Redbirds. Good eye.
2-2 the count.
2-2. I always say 2-2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2-2-2. Only thing I'm looking breaking ball. I'm a little bit old school, but you know you're up 8 runs. You got runners on first and second. You got 2 outs. You're ahead in the count on this guy. All he should be worrying about right now. Now, if that was the tying run late in the game, I can go along with it. But just look at that, right at him. Just an at him ball.
No runs, no hits. We go to the top of the second. Redbirds trail 8-0.
Yep. I give the Redbirds credit though. We got a nice base hit. We moved the ball, got first and second, and then Bachman just hit a nice. You know, if the ball's 3 or 4 feet either way, he has himself a line drive base hit. But hey, it's still early. We're in the second. Our job now is to come out here and shut them down at this point.
Yep. Just hold them here and give yourself a chance.
Sure.
Still got 6 more chances. And
sure you do. No, I mean, as crazy as it sounds, like you said, you got to think about your chances more than what the score is right now. And that's hard to do. I'm not afraid to say it's right there on the scoreboard for you and everybody to see, and nobody knows any better what the score is right now than the young, the senior pitcher Seth Bedwell on the mound. But like I say, I'm hoping that they think they've got life a little bit made here. I say the hitters for Limestone, and let's see if we can have a good inning here, keep them off the board, and then come in and get a little more going ourselves.
Coach, when you look around the area, especially in the Middle Illini, would you say that most of the schools have some of the nicer fields in the area?
Oh, no question. I mean, the Middle Illini, as a baseball conference, I think it's one of the best baseball conferences in the state. I really do. I'm being around high school baseball since a player for 55 years, since 1964. No, very nice. I was at Washington. Did I mention it earlier? Washington did lose. Dunlap beat Washington 3-0 today. Nice facility. Limestone, Jim Tomey's field over there, very nice.
Ashton Gray, the leadoff hitter for the.
Yeah.
And Ryan Vogel corrals that one for an easy 1 pitch, 1 out.
Ryan probably went 30, 40 feet for that, and it looked like a can of corn to him.
Yeah.
You know, he covers. I think he's the fastest runner in the area. He goes down to first base from the right side in 4 seconds.
Gets that speed from his mom.
Yeah, there you go.
Not dad.
You know his dad, yeah. Scott, right?
Didn't get the speed from the dad.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. He got a lot of good baseball knowledge, though. Come on, we need to catch that one. He made that first step in, too. See, that's one thing as a young outfielder, which Price is. To me, he made that maybe just 1 step in a little bit, and the next thing you know, that ball is. And the balls are hit harder at this level, too. And then that's just the experience that he's going to gain, and it will, by mid-season, he'll have this whole thing figured out. But in all fairness to everybody concerned, too, in the pitch, they've been hitting the ball. They've been hitting the ball a little bit. When you hit the ball, sometimes it's going to fall in. But that's a ball, like I said, you want to see caught. Good pitch.
Seth can pick him up.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you need. And he can do it. Good pitch.
Ooh, just missed.
He wanted that pitch, you could tell. And be honest, Seth's got to get that pitch. You know, I don't want to sit here like I'm asking, begging, but he needs the pitches on the corner and at the knees. He's not going to overpower anybody. But like I said, he moves the ball around. He for the most part keeps the ball down, but he's got to stay away from the middle of the zone.
Maybe a little too much of the plate on that one.
It was right there, and the batter actually hit it straight back. And Harry Carey used to always say, when it comes straight back, he's right on it. He was just a little underneath it. You know, he didn't go up in the air, it didn't go down to the ground. He was right on it, just straight. Good job going the hole. I think it's a base hit. I really do. I thought Jimmy did a good job getting rid of the ball. The throw was a little bit. The throw was low. The throw bounced to the right of the base, and I think it was a base hit in the hole. I really do. Good job getting to the ball, and didn't get enough on it to throw him up.
Brings up the catcher, Travis Lutz.
Lutz, number 19, left-handed hitter, right-handed. That's one thing always over in Limestone. I've seen it since the middle 60s. They've always got a lot of left-handed hitters.
What is it? Is it the water?
No, it's the parents. It's the parents. It goes back to Bobby Keppel and a guy by the name of Gibson, and then of course their kids, and then it's just there's some advantages to batting left. I really believe that. You're closer to first base. Again, you can see that they seem to hit that ball like that to right field, a little better line drive that just gets over the shortstop's head, bounces in front of the left fielder. Like I say, they're good hitters.
Number 17,
Luke Ory. Yep. Junior outfielder. One thing about Limestone I found over the years too, they play a lot of baseball. They probably have about 6 to 8 kids in every class. Are they playing any sophomores at all? Not that I see here. They've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got 9 seniors and probably 8 or 9 juniors. Juniors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 seniors, 9 juniors. And you would hope out of that group that out of the 9 seniors, 5 or 6 are pretty good players, and out of the 9 juniors, you supplement it. Good. Nice.
Oh, double play.
Very good.
Nice job.
Very good. Nice play.
They get 1 run.
That's it.
Make it 9-0. But now Metamora's just gotta get on the board.
That's right. There's no such, like I said earlier, there's no such thing as a 9-run hit. You got to get 1 run, then you got to get 2 runs, and then hopefully things start, going the Birds' way a little bit.
The other thing, too, when you're down like this, do you kind of sit back and wait for your pitch, or do you want to jump on something early? I've always been one that you make him work to get you out.
Right. Yeah.
Especially when you're trailing.
Yeah, you've got that's true.
And today baseball's played with, it doesn't matter if you're up 9 or ahead by 9. The approach at the at-bats seems to be the same.
Yeah. Didn't mean go up and hit. You mean?
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if you could be down 9-0.
Yeah.
You need base runners, and they're still swinging at 3-0.
Yeah. No, you gotta adjust a little bit. We got to get. People say you got to score runs. Well, you score runs by getting people on. You get them, move them over, and you drive them in. So. And I always say, too, that I don't care who the youngster is. He's not a 500 hitter. He's probably, unless he's just a great, almost an all-stater, he's probably not a 400 hitter. So when you're up, make that pitcher work. And I think by the time you get to, we're a third through the season already with 12 games out of 35. And most of these kids have played pretty regularly to this point that are playing. You don't need 3 strikes to be successful. By that I mean you can take that that first curveball that might be a little bit low, or that fastball that's a little bit up. And,
Don't hit the pitcher's pitch.
right, that's right. And you're right. He's doing the other thing. He's moving that ball around and enticing you to. 'Cause there's no question you're trying to get it back right now too. And you just gotta stay within yourself.
Landon Ivins, the Redbird hitter.
I think Landon has hit the ball very well too for a junior hitter that didn't play any varsity last year, and he's stepped in here and does a nice job catching and pretty good job hitting. That's trouble. Oh, that a nice arm. Great arm by the third baseman. Didn't rush it, took his time, made a good throw. Number 15.
Andrew Guth.
Yep, that's Fingal down there, number 15. He did a nice job feeling the ball. It's kind of I had this boy when he was 13 playing on the 14U team, and Guth he seems to always put the bat on the ball.
He is a good hitter. I had him last year too. And
did you good? He puts the bat on the ball. I'm telling you, and he's 6'4.5", 6'5". Pretty played basketball. I was on the basketball team, and I think he's a very good athlete. I played him some at short. I know he can play first. And probably can play the outfield a little bit. And he seems to have a pretty good command of the strike zone also. He really does. He had pretty good command of the strike zone. Boy. Come on, put that ball in play here for us. See what happens.
Nice eye, full count.
There it is. Yep. See, that's what I'm saying. He has a pretty good approach at the plate. Keeps his head pretty still. There you go. Protected that ball. Was on maybe just a shade on the outside corner. I mean,
too close to take.
Too close to take. No question. I mean, I think it was actually on the corner, and good job protecting the plate. Good boy. Same thing. And once again, though, I think you're getting that with the left-handed pitcher. You get a little bit of a tail away from the right-handed hitter, tailing to the left of the pitcher, to what they call not the glove side, but the throwing side arm. No, good eye. I thought it was pretty low. I thought it was low, but once again, we talked about it. It's probably too close to take. But it looked like he put a little bit more on it there, too. But I'll tell you, that's a 6'5". That pitch was low. But with two strikes, you got to protect.
Brings up Logan McClure with 2 outs.
Right. Logan they must be hitting about the 8 hole.
Yep.
Logan was always a good hitter coming up, and I know as a freshman he played quite a bit of sophomore baseball, and then that's it. That's a boy, Logan. Nice hit. And he can run. He was a running back on the football team. Linebacker, tough kid, strong kid.
Yeah.
And a smart kid, just to go into Illinois Wesleyan to play football.
That's a nice fit for him.
Oh, I think it's a perfect fit. Yeah.
Wow.
I like that program. I always have. Give me the name of the football coach down there.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, he's been there a long time.
Isn't
I can
he
see him.
Former Normal West coach?
Oh, I can't. I tell you, he's been at Wesleyan so long, I only remember him from there. But he has. I bet you he's been there 25 years. I could be wrong. But
brings up Jack Moore.
Come on, Jack. Jack's a senior, playing his second year of varsity ball at second base. And fast, he can run, was a good receiver on the football team. And Coach Jack, at least 2 or 3 years coming up in Mat Bowl baseball, too. And he's... I tell you, at second, he gets to some balls that the average second baseman wouldn't get to. I guarantee you, whether they be to his right or to his left, he can go get the ball. Way to Hank, good job protecting. 1 and 2. Normesh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, the good old cell phone. I think that's got a chance. I thought the third baseman made a good decision. Jack runs real well. The ball was hit a little bit to the left of the third baseman. He picked it up cleanly, and then he went to second and
got the easy out.
He got the. I call it the easy out too, right? And I always, as a second baseman, I always told the shortstop and third base I'd always be there for him. I'd always be there when there's a man on first. I don't care how many outs there are. Even with 2 outs, you're there, and if that's that way, he makes a. He made a 55-foot throw, no more than 60 feet. He was, I'd say, almost even a 50-foot throw versus throw it across the infield and a good runner running like Jack Moore. That could have been an infield single. But.
No runs on 1 hit. We go to the top of the third. Redbirds trail 9-0. Let me ask you another question, Coach. Is this the best lit field in the Mid-Illini?
You know what I say it is one, if not the best, one of the best, because the lights are higher
up. Yes.
You know where these poles came from?
Mine and Field.
Mine and Field, right? These were the first lighted poles for pro baseball in Peoria, and and Bradley used it too.
I think some of the fields in the Mid-Illini are very nice fields, but I think the standards are almost like softball standards.
That's
and
right.
A lot of times the ball will go out of the lights.
Sure does.
And then you lose it because when it comes back down.
These are, in my opinion, 30 feet at least, 30, 40 feet higher. These are pro. I wouldn't want to buy one of those poles, is what I'm saying. I can't afford it. No, it's one of the best lit fields, no question about it. And it looks like most of the lights are working. You know, sometimes too you get some fields. And that's trouble again. That ball's going to stay right on the line. Yep. You know, one thing you haven't seen any balls really go over the head, have you? You know, what I'm saying is, one thing I think when Seth pitches and he's throwing the ball, you know, in the high 70 range versus the 80 range, the ball doesn't go as far.
No.
There's a case where the right-handed batter hit a ball, you know, 250 feet out there, and we're at about probably 275, 280, and it drops in. Not so. It just. I think we could play just a little bit shorter. See, there's another one. It's gonna. But one thing about Vogie, he'll cover that 20 feet in a hurry and come in and grab it. And you know the other deal, you come in a little bit and they hit one over your head. You say, no, I'm playing too shallow, but. You remember Jim Edmonds was a very
good.
He'd play in, and you didn't get many hits in front of him, and
because more balls drop in front of you than drop behind you.
Yeah, you're right, and that's what I always told my outfielders when I was coaching is, see, once again, it's. But I'm betting on Vogel. See, look where he is.
He went 30 feet there too. 30 to 60 feet there.
He went. Just watch where he goes back to now. About 30 yards, really, Coach.
Yeah, it's probably closer to 90 feet.
90 feet, yeah. No, he. See, I'd like to see Bryce a little bit shallow for the right-handed hitter. He's out there where that area is. They're making good contact, but they're not hitting the ball over the wall either.
No, but they're getting some hacks.
They're getting their hacks, and they will. That to me, without even seeing them play, that is the scouting report on Limestone. They're not going to sit around. They're going to get up there and swing the bat, and they good pitch.
2 down here in this.
I'm impressed the way that Seth has kept his composure out there.
Yeah.
You know, if you watch right now, you wouldn't know whether he was up 9 or down 9. He's still trying to make good pitches, and he is. We're going to get out of this inning here.
Trying to keep us in the ball game.
Right.
And for the most part, after that first, he has.
This could be. I'd like to throw to second. With 2 outs, it's really hard to throw a guy out from second, because the man's running on the pitch. He's running on the pitch, and on the pit. He's running on the crack of the bat.
With 2 outs.
And 2 outs, and it's a ground ball that goes through the infield, and he was well around third by the time the ball was even picked up. I like in those situations, unless it's the winning or tying run, throw the ball to second, keep this guy on first. There we go. You know, one thing and I never had to coach with it, and I don't think you had to either during the summer, is the pitch rule.
No.
You know, and it'd be interesting. Was it Turner? I think came in relief, and anyway, what I'm getting at is, if you pitch too many pitches, then you have to have 4 days rest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And somebody did that. That would, and like I said, I don't have the book in front of me and even the rule book, but it does limit your pitching staff with the new rules of how many pitches you can throw, and then how much rest you have to take. Good hustle by Landon. Good hustle. But it's something like if you throw like 30 pitches or 35, you got to rest at least 2 days. If you throw like 50 pitches, you got to rest like 3 days, and then if you get above 75, that's 4 days rest. So if you pitch 75 pitches, which is really about 5 innings, that's 15 an inning. You know, you're done for basically the week almost until.
Wow.
Say you throw 75 pitches on Wednesday. Okay, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, you can, but it puts a little more strain on your staff, no question about it.
Wasn't there a guy a couple years ago in like the state tournament that threw like 190 pitches in a game?
Yeah, you're right, and that's one of the reasons the rule was put in. That's way too many. You know, you see the major league guys. There was a first night of the season. There was a kid throwing a no-hitter for somebody.
Trevor Bauer.
Yeah, for the Indians, right?
Took him out after 116 pitches.
And that's too many the first night, in my opinion. That's too many.
Took him out in the 7th inning.
Yeah. No, I would say. In fact, I'll tell you. I don't know if the Chiefs are doing it this year or the organization, but some years, what the Cardinal organization have done, they piggyback their minor league pitchers here by piggybacking. I mean, you and I'm starter A, you're reliever B. So the first time we pitch together, I throw the first 5 and you throw the last 4. And then in 5 days, you become the B guy goes first and the A guy goes second.
Tampa Bay's doing that right now.
Yeah, and I think that way you give all, especially these minor league teams. They've got a lot of pitchers, probably 15 here with the Chiefs. You know, give them all some work early. Throwing 5 innings or maybe even 4 innings, you're going to be under 75 pitches.
Tampa Bay's doing that. They're going 6-3.
Yeah, which I think is, you know, and don't forget they've had 6 weeks of spring training too.
Right.
See, some of these young kids, you know, they haven't had, you know, more than maybe 4 or 5 innings all spring already. You know, we're still in the middle of their spring training. And they're in a lot better weather too, needless to say. And they've got more facilities and everything. But come on, we need to shut this down here, though. We got 2 outs. They got 8 in the first, 1 in the second, now 1 in the third. And I'm not afraid to say it. Once you get to that 10 mark, now you're really the pressure to me comes on. You got to score some runs, and otherwise the game ends by the 10-run mercy rule if the winning team is up 10 and the losing team is batted in the 5th.
So we've got to get at least 1 run in the next 3 innings.
That's right. So we're not going to the bottom of the 5th down 10-0. Right. The 3rd and the 4th. We got 3 at bats yet. We're going to get it. That'll go fall. That's got to go fall. But not by too much.
Wow. That was only fouled by about 3 feet, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's Mike Dunn again. See, he kept it right on. He hit it square, right on. He didn't overly pull it, as you know. Sometimes you get out in front of that ball and it just, for no better, goes 5-6 feet to the fall. That was probably 2 or 3 feet only. 2 outs. I don't think we've seen too many breaking balls yet, have we? I think we need. There's one right. There's a little command with it. We need to get more command on that curveball, but
you kind of floated that one across.
Yeah, you got to pull it on down, like you're pulling down a shade. The old. He hits the ball hard. Yep, hit the ball hard. It was to the left of Jack, and. The ball that kind of came up on him a little bit, and we weren't able to get it, and they keep swinging the bats.
And now we've got to get a couple of runs.
We need to go. We need an out here is what we need, and we'll have to go from there. Yeah. I think I mentioned earlier in the broadcast that I saw the end of the Washington game. They got beat 3-0 by Dunlap. Dunlap's got a lot of pitching with the Pogue kid and the Catton kid and the Day kid. And obviously they were good today in shutting out Washington. And Washington's going to have some pitching too, and some pretty good position players. And you got Morton and Pekin that are. I think Morton and Pekin play today too. So that. Come on, big guy, you can do it. That's away.
Ben Bachman with a nice catch.
Competes, goes over towards the wall, and that's what you got to do: run to the wall area and then back off.
2 runs on 3 hits, I believe.
Yep.
We go to the bottom of the third. Redbirds trail 11-0. We need to get the bats going.
That's the idea right now. And we don't want to wait in, like you said, I don't want to get in the 4th and 5th inning with that 0 either, because that just puts that much more pressure on the batters at that time to try to stay away from that 10-run mercy rule. I'll tell you, Mike Dunn's a nice-sized young man, too. I'd say Mike is 6'3". I don't know if it's
they don't have their heights on there.
He's at least 6'3". I wouldn't. Yeah, if I was just guessing, and I would say he's 6'4". He's pretty tall. I'd like to see him standing next to Guth. I'd like to see him standing next to Joe Nalen. Because Joe's 6'6", isn't he?
Joe's 6'6". Now, if I remember right, their tallest player, I think, was 6'2", and it was the Thornton kid.
Okay.
So he might be around 6'1", 6'2".
Yeah, maybe 6'2", but he's just a nice build to him. Not heavy by any stretch of the imagination. Just a good-looking athlete. And
he throws effortlessly.
Yeah, his mechanics are very good, and you expect that. His dad, Tom, was a good pitcher coming out of Limestone. His grandpa was a longtime Legion coach out at Limestone, and obviously his uncle Mike was played in the big leagues for about 10 years. So he's had some pretty good training, no question about that. And he's a little bit I've dealt with him. Seems to be a very fine young man. Somebody's going to get a good. I don't know where he's going next year, but somebody's going to get a good baseball player.
Ryan Vogel leads off this bottom of the third inning. Made an out his first time. What did he do the first time up? Ground out?
I believe so.
Yeah, he grounded out to shortstop.
Yep. Good. Yep. And one thing about it, when you get the ball on the ground for him, he can motor. Look at the pitcher. Look at that. I say that all the time. In high school, your pitcher is one of your better athletes.
Yeah, there's no reason for him not to go over and make a catch.
See, in the big leagues, the pitcher only plays once every 5th day. Yeah. So they don't want the pitcher dealing with that fly ball. That's why you're paying those guys on the infield to be out there every day, whether it be Javi Baez or whoever it is, and Ben Zobrist. But hey, he made no bones about it. And the first baseman's back pretty far. The pitcher was just as close to that ball as the
Might have been closer.
Might have been closer. I know one thing. He got there quicker. Watch this. Hey. Oh, he got him, too, with that little bit of hop. See, Jimmy's fighting it a little bit. There's a little bit of, see, that's too big.
He's giddy up there.
Now he's touching it. I think that quad's bothering him a little bit. Yeah, he's a little gimpy on that left leg. I saw it. I think if one of the things you gain out of coaching, Jimmy Driscoll. I think he's got a little bit of a Charlie horse, I call it, on the upper thigh. That there's no question when the batter runner doesn't round the base on a ball to the outfield, you pretty much know that something transpired in going down to first. You know what I'm saying? Because the ball was through and he stopped with basically right at the base. He didn't round it at all. And I just, hey, hopefully he's okay.
Back when I coached Legion ball, we had a guy that he put a lot of the good pitchers from Roanoke in the Woodford County Legion program. Is Hewlett
Coach Zeman?
Zeman from.
No, Zeman was a great. I learned a lot just working camps up at Bradley with Bill Zeman, the longtime head coach at Roanoke Benson. I thought he was one of the best pitching guys that we had in the area. I really do.
He was. His thing was always that you stand tall and fall.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what Mikey Dunn's doing.
He's tall, and now he falls. Look at this. See how he took that time, how he came off the mound, made that little crow hop.
Yep.
And the ball was hit harder than that first one was, too. The first one wasn't. But I don't know if I've ever seen, in all the years of baseball that I've been around, even a 2 or 3 hopper that the pitcher gets on the mound that he doesn't have the guy out at first with the throw. You know what I mean? Now, I've seen him throw away. I've seen it, the first baseman drop the ball. But I'm just saying is, when you get the ball on a ball hit, most guys, when they see the ball caught by the pitcher, subconsciously they shouldn't let up, but they do a little bit too. And what I'm getting at is, you're unless the pitcher makes a bad throw or the first baseman does not catch it, you're not going to beat that ball out. This is, number 18, I believe, Scott Coyne. Scott pitched a little bit down in Louisville. In fact, I think he was the starting pitcher in Game 3 down in Louisville against a good Providence Catholic school. Not the Providence Catholic that we're used to, the one up by Joliet and Lincoln Way.
New Lenox.
Providence, New Lenox, you're right. Good foot. Check short, too.
That's a factory up there, too.
Oh, yeah. But there's a Providence in the suburban, actually on the Indiana side of the Ohio River, but but this is Scott Coyne, I believe he's a junior. Yep, number 18. Junior, 6 foot.
By and large, Ryan Vogel's a very good player, and Partman's a really good player, and Bachman's turned into a really good player too. But and Zach Beanblossom also, and Joe Nealon's pitcher,
nice.
and along with Seth Bedwell. But the rest of the team is pretty young.
Pretty young right now, right? And like I say, we'll keep battling. Was he okay? Yeah, good. I'm just talking to the trainer here a little bit. Like I said, it's probably a little bit of just bothering him a little bit, but pretty tough kid. He'll fight through it. In the old days, we said it's a long way from his heart.
Yeah.
Or spit on it, rub a little dirt in it. I don't think those are used today in the training fields. Attaboy. But on the other hand, look at how far Jack's out there already, though.
Yep.
I mean, he can move out there. He's what you want. He's about a 6'7" runner in the 60, and that's what you want in the middle infielder. Guys that can, run 6'7", 6'8", and then up in the big leagues, you'd like them to run. I'm talking about the 60 now. You'd like them to run about 6'5", 6'6" up in the big leagues. You got to run better than 6'7". That's for sure. 7 flat.
Ball's hit pretty hard down the line. And foul.
Right. Usually that ball goes foul, right? But I think it's a good move here by Coach to not wear all the innings out on on
Bedwell.
Seth Bedwell, and Seth has had 2 or 3 real good outings, and today he got roughed up, but he'll come back. I like that pitch. He started that almost a little bit of a slider. I assume it's his curveball, but a little kind of a tight break, and I thought the batter was going to go after it. Ended up outside. Attaboy. Get over there now. Get over there. He's out. You saw that big one thing. He might have got stepped on, but he
hustled, man.
He hustled. He did, didn't he, Scott? But that's a nice play there. I want to compliment the first baseman and the pitcher on that. That's a play you work in spring training quite a bit. Anything hit to your left as the pitcher, you got to get to the bag and he did, and credit Ben Bachman for throwing the ball right to him and giving him a little time to get there. You want to get the ball to him. Come on, Jimmy. That a boy. Oh, that Ben is worth his weight in gold, I'll tell you.
That's 3 outs.
Ben's, yeah, that's all they get. That's what I'm saying, but nice play.
That's a real nice play. That's the first 1-2-3 inning.
That's right. And, good, like I say, credit coach for and plus the right-hander changes things around a little bit too. Just enough. And
probably a little bit more speed probably throws him off just a little bit.
A little bit. And,
yeah.
There's just a different arm slot and just somebody new. And, hey, let's see what we can do here. Trey Smelly. The tough thing, too, when you're not getting many hits and the game could get shortened up, Trace is our four-hole hitter?
Yeah.
And here we are,
in the fourth, and it'll be a second at bat.
Second at bat, right. So
and their number 4 hitter had his second at bat in the first inning.
There you go. Yes, they did. And that's what happens when you score some runs there, too, that lineup. But credit Ben Bachman making a nice scoop there. And that's what I'm saying. Guys like Ben Bachman, and these guys are going to keep competing. And one thing about baseball, too, every day is a new day.
And everything can change with the pitcher.
And the pitcher, right. Just speaking ahead a little bit, Turner Mann will be throwing probably on Wednesday, and he's a fine right-handed pitcher, and we'll see what happens.
The third baseman, number 17, Trace Melody.
All this green starting to kind of come in.
Oh, it's
just since last Wednesday, it was still pretty brown.
Right. Well, like I said, we had a long winter. There's no question about it, and a cold winter, and we are in the second week of April. Yeah, look at that. That screen, that baseball screen, it looks like a minor league complex down in Florida or Arizona somewhere. That is really a nice screen. That's what our viewers are seeing right there.
Yep.
Isn't that nice? That's credit technology and MTCO, right?
Well, credit the Metamora, like Jared Hart, who goes out there and works on this field quite a bit.
Right. That's right. I agree. And then in his spare time, he's the athletic director.
Yeah, that's what he does. Yeah.
He works a lot of hours, I'll tell you that. And I'm not afraid to say it. He's standing right behind us. He's kind of chuckling a little bit, but no, we're very fortunate as parents and grandparents and students at Metamora High School to have Jared Hart in charge of our athletic program.
Yes, we are.
It is a lot. I said that a long time. I never wanted to be the AD because I didn't want to be at every event.
Your day doesn't start till 3:30, does it?
Yeah, that's right.
And then you're lucky to be home.
And he's doing a lot of work during the day on scheduling and.
I think the spring would be the hardest.
Oh, it did because of the environment, the rain and that.
The rain outs,
We've been pretty good so far, really. We've been pretty good.
But we still have another month and a half.
Oh yeah. Oh, I always say you can set up a 35-game baseball schedule, but it's all tentative.
That's true.
And that's true of the softball schedule, and that's true of the freshman baseball and JV softball and sophomore schedule. They're all tentative. Where, football, let's say it's a real bad lightning deal, 95% of the football games are played.
At least, probably 99%.
Yeah, right.
And basketball, you maybe have a snowstorm.
Maybe one a season. I don't think we had any this year.
Yeah, we had one. It got made up, but that's the first one in a while.
But that's what I'm getting. Yeah, so you're talking about the rare exception. Here, you never have an exception where everything is played. In fact, most people tell you the actual fall would actually be a better time to play outdoor activities in Central Illinois, but that's not going to happen. Come on, Benny.
That could be a postcard.
Oh, I agree. Get that ball out of the air, that second baseman. But see, going back, I've never seen it. Have you ever seen somebody lose the ball in the lights here?
Boy, not too often.
I'm sure it's happened. They can get up. But I mean, they're like you said, they're it'd be interesting to know. They're almost twice as high, to be real honest. If you look out there, the Dunlap lights are way low. Morton's are low. Washington's are probably maybe in between. They're a little higher, I think. But these are, like I say, these are pro caliber poles, not because they went out and bought. They came from Mine and Field, and they were used by the guys like Mark Grace hit under these lights. You know what I'm saying, at Mine and Field. Mark McLemore, Dwight Smith.
Wally Joyner.
Wally Joyner, there's a good one, boy. With our original Angels team here in about 83 or 84. The original team.
Sean Dunston.
Sean Dunston was here. I remember coming home and telling my wife, I said, I know you like Larry Boa, but I said, you better he's only going to play for about another year, because I saw a guy today playing for the Cubs Midwest League team that has a little better arm than Larry Boa. In scouting, we rate everything 20 to 80. Where 80 is the best arm at that position in the big leagues, and Sean Dunston was an 80 arm. Just the arm strength. You don't measure accuracy or anything like that. Look at that ball go. Look at that ball go. That's Landon, isn't it?
Yep.
Good job,
nice
Landon.
job, Landon.
Very good, Landon. Get him some wheels. Go get a guy in. Get him some wheels, Coach. Attaboy.
He was in the Midwest League when I was a senior in high school, 83.
Yep.
And a friend of mine,
You're
Chad
talking Wally Joyner?
Sean Dunston.
Sean Dunston, okay, yeah.
He had just been drafted, I think, #1 by the Cubs.
And he came out of New York.
Yep.
Yep.
Ahead of Dwight Gooden, I think. One player ahead of Dwight Gooden.
But he just had tremendous tools. The throwing and running were major league caliber right out of the chute.
It was amazing. Went over to Mine and Field, and that was before they had remodeled it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And you used to, if there was a foul ball, a lot of times you'd have to, they'd have runners that come around and collect them. Remember that?
Sure.
They weren't in souvenirs.
No, it was a pretty tight budget the first couple of years with that organization. Yeah.
But they said any foul balls off the bat of Sean Dunston were souvenirs that night.
Is that right? That's
so
great.
Sean Dunston hits a foul ball down the first base line. Remember, they had that little bit of a hill. Mm-hmm. And we were on top of that little bit of a hill, and there was all these little kids. We were seniors in high school. My friend Chad goes after it. He's camped under it, and he has to. It starts to fade on him a little bit, so he catches it falling down, and he catches it barehanded. And he's laying on his back, holds the ball up like this.
Kid stole it.
Kid ran up, just grabbed it, took off running.
Hey, thanks for using your hand.
Yep. We gave him, he got grief the whole way home that night.
Come on, you let that little kid just whip you. We got 2 outs. Let's see.
3-1 to count.
I'm going to tell you, Goothy, yeah, there we go. Get some wheels out there. There you go. And not that Landon can't run. Landon can run.
He's a catcher.
But he's a catcher. You're allowed to use what they call a courtesy runner in almost all of amateur ball for the catcher or the pitcher. Courtesy meaning you don't lose your eligibility. If you just pinch run for a second baseman or a third baseman that's in the game, then and that guy then re-enters, you lose that runner. But
right.
It's basically it's just like Landon is running here. It's just somebody else is running for him. He's not a pinch runner. He's a courtesy runner. Landon Ivins returns. Can
He'll
return
come back
to the
in.
game. Yeah. And then this boy can still come back in any time too. Okay, we got to get the runner too. I think is it Nate?
That's Andrew Guth.
No, I'm talking about the runner now that pinch ran.
I couldn't see.
Maybe it's Hunter. Hunter Burrows, maybe 23.
Hunter Burrows.
Yeah.
Oh, right at the
See, I
first
told you
baseman.
he'd move it. He'd moved it, but not enough. Okay, we got our job cut out for us. Coyne's got to go out here and hold him, and then we need to get 2.
At least.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try to get 2, and then we'll... And like I say, we're facing one of the top pitchers in the league tonight. There's no question about it.
Boy, there's some good pitching in the league this year.
There's some very good pitching.
Pogue and Catton.
And like I say, the kid by the name of Day, I think is a recruiter walk on to Bradley too, if I'm not mistaken.
And then Limestone has Dunn.
Yeah.
we've got some guys that are pretty good.
Turner Man and Seth are both high school
Joe
starters.
Nealon's turned into a
Joe
real nice.
Nealon, yep. See, there's a case right there. Joe, I think Joe's the one I'm thinking about. Joe threw, because of the last inning, getting the save at Jeffersonville. Something happened the last inning where he ended up throwing like 77 pitches rather than 74. So now he needs 4 days rest so he can't pitch at all today. See, that's what I'm getting at. Even though he pitched on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I guess he's not eligible until whatever it is, Wednesday or whatever. Pitch Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. He's not eligible until Thursday. That's where if he pitched Saturday a full amount of over 75, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, no, he can't pitch until Thursday. So he misses. See, he can't even relieve on the conference day. But that's the rule. And the thing is, too, everybody, you have to report that to the state, and everybody sees it. So God, even need. I can run that down. Can you reach it? Number 7. Yep, I don't see a number. It would be on their sheet. Yeah, we don't have a 7 on there. Probably a sophomore. Pinch hitter.
Number 7 is Jake Lane.
Jake Lane. Well, there's been Lanes there for a long time, too. When I was in high school in the middle 60s, they had a real good pitcher by the name of Denny Lane. And then he had a brother that was a little older, Dave. I think his name was Dave. And he was a big catcher out there for a number of years. So they've got a lot of baseball families out there. They keep coming at you.
You know, we were talking about the pitchers, and we didn't even mention Riggy from Pekin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's a scholarship kid going to University of Illinois at Springfield, a Division II program. See, Division I and II can give scholarships. Division III cannot give it.
They give grants.
They give grants and academic money, but they can't give quote-unquote athletic money. So, but Riggy will be getting a good scholarship to go to Division II school. Good pitch. A pretty good breaking ball.
Yeah.
By Mr. Coyne. Scott Coyne, 6-foot junior pitcher, getting some work here. And, you know, he probably didn't expect to get some work tonight, you know, but he's doing it. That's good.
Now batting number 6, Grant
Jaskowiak. Yep. He's a junior. Second baseman.
Jaskowiak. That ball pretty well.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, look at that. No, he didn't quite get to that. I thought he had it. No. Vogie, once again, it wasn't hit that hard. It was a looping liner over the second base bag and landed about 15, 20 feet out in the grass. And
but it looked like it was going to float right out to right.
It did, but it died. It died. He's not too big of a kid, and I didn't hit it too hard.
Just hard enough.
Just the third baseman, I think, here, number 15, Fingal. Yes. Blake Fingal, senior third baseman pitcher. I'd see him on Wednesday. One thing about baseball, too, you don't have to wait till next year to play him again.
No.
Like football, you can come back and get him on Wednesday. And that's the key, too. One thing about it, you don't want to lose 2 in the 2-game series. You want to at least get yourself a split. Nice pitch.
I love the you play the same team twice in the same week. That way you'll never see done twice.
That's right. Good point. No, that's how baseball's played. I remember in the old days, I'm sure when you were in high school, you played a round robin and then you played it again.
Well, yeah, you might see the same pitcher twice if you were having a good year.
Yeah.
And
no, I know, but you know what I'm saying is,
right.
if you were playing in a conference, and we did that in the Mid-State 8 in the early days too, you played all 7 teams, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 at the opposite site. But then when we first went to it in the Mid-State 10, when we had Washington and Bergen, we ended up actually playing 3-game series. We played Monday, Wednesday, Friday, so you really stretched the pitching staff out. But to me, I never liked it because it was a big advantage to the bigger, better schools. What number we look? This is another pinch hitter. 30.
Jake Vanderheit.
Yep. Number 34. Yep. Jake Vanderheit.
Yeah, I tell you what, Coyne's hit the corners.
No, that's what he's got. You know, good pitchers do that. I just noticed one of their assistants here, Justin Parr, was a good player at Illinois. Went to IVC, good player at Illinois, and then signed a pro contract and played minor league pro ball for probably 3 or 4 years. And good baseball man on it.
Did he play with a team that got second in the state?
You know, that's a good question. Which one he was with? That would be my guess. Yeah, good job. I tell you, we got to give Scott Coyne credit for coming in here and working 2 real good innings.
Yeah.
2 good innings. I mean that. 2 good innings, and basically what? Gave up 1 run?
None.
None. Okay, that's pretty good. That's 2 real good innings.
Yeah.
Here's where this is just me, but as a coach, I never liked playing 5 innings and getting 10-run rule for no better word, only because it shortens the playing time for kids. You don't
get better.
You don't get better. Yeah. And I've always said that it's like in football. If your team never makes the playoffs, and the school down the street always makes the playoffs, they're playing every 2 years. They're playing twice as many games as you are. In other words, school X plays 9 games, and they go 1-8. Well, guess what? No playoffs. Other school goes 8-1. They're in the playoffs. Say they average 2 games a year. That's 10. Well, the next year the same thing. That 1-8 team, maybe they go 3 and 5. They don't make the playoffs, but your team makes the playoffs again. So you played 10 the year before or 11. Now you take a deeper run. You play maybe 13. Well, you're up to 25 games after 2 years, and the other team's sitting at their 18.
Yeah.
So I mean, not only that, don't forget you're practicing for another couple weeks too. But the same thing here. I know I felt that my last couple of years at Central, when we were down. Our kids were only getting 2 at-bats a game. Well, the other teams were getting 5 and 6. Now you say, well, that you got to get better. Well, yeah, we do, but
it's hard to get better when you're not
you're not getting a chance when you're only playing or batting half as many times, and that's what's going on. I mean, this is our 8-hole hitter.
Logan McClure,
right? Yeah.
Second at bat.
So between you and I, unless we generate some offense. Well, he picked that up nice with his bare hand. Did it fundamentally for any of the young kids or their parents listening. Even though he bobbled the ball, he picked it up with his bare hand. Didn't have to make the transfer, and was able to make a quick throw. Always, when you knock the ball down, you always want to pick it up with your bare hand. But here, pick it, and even grab a little dirt, and don't try to just grab the top hat.
No.
Because make sure we were always taught to grab a little bit of dirt and grass with it. And then you can loosen up as you get it up. But credit the third baseman for staying with it and making a good hard throw.
Jack Moore, the hitter.
Jack Moore, the hitter, right?
Need 2 runs here in this bottom half of the 5th.
I think Jack rounded out to second the first time up. I could be wrong on that.
I think you're right.
Fielder's choice. Okay, yep. Fielder's choice. I think it was the one that went to third, and they got Logan running the second. I knew it was a ground ball, but right. Fielder's choice on a ground ball to third and a force out at second on McClure. So he's looking for his first hit, and he would like to get one here. He hit it well, but looks like it's going to go fall down that right field line. That's probably the toughest place for us to see here, isn't it?
Yeah.
The corners are, but it's like I said. You know what I look at? There's some little shadows out there, but you don't see too many. Look at the first. You don't want too many shadows out there. There's a little bit there, but overall, there's a base hit. There's a base hit. He's not going to throw him out. Good job.
Better bring up Ryan Vogel.
And see what
one down.
And see what I like here too is that gets. Now you get one more guy. There goes Jimmy stretching that left leg right now. I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but it's he's got a little bit of I call it a Charlie horse. Come on, Bogey. I'll tell you, Bogey's going to put it in play here too hard. All right, that's it.
That's a big break there. That puts a runner in scoring position. I think that we did in the first inning.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. But we haven't had too many.
Nope.
Like maybe two or three.
Now, if you're Limestone, do you just tell your pitcher just throw strikes?
Yes. You don't want to walk it. I mean, going back, Bogey's probably a 400 hitter, but that still means 6 out of 10 times you pop it up or you fly out or you ground out. So
if you're really, really good.
Right, that's right. And he's pretty close to 400. I know he was 3 for 3 in the last game down there in Louisville, and he had some other. I know he had hit some. I know he had a double leading off the first game, so he probably was 4 for 10. Did he hit him? Not quite.
No,
I would say he was pretty close to 500 down on that trip, maybe 6 for 12. So he's hitting. Yeah, I'd be surprised if he's not hitting 400. We don't have the stats, but I think I said 400. He's not hitting 400. I would say at least high 300s. Like I said, he's a Bradley recruit, and we'll probably get a shot to play center field next year for Bradley. Bradley's senior center fielder from Notre Dame, Andy Shadid, will be graduating, and in fact, actually graduating with a master's degree.
Wow.
Yeah, he got his degree in 3 years, and Luke Shadid, his younger brother, he'll have his degree in 3 years also. And I know both those boys are hoping to be drafted. There's a hit. Score him. All right, probably a good idea. Don't need to. That's right.
Good job by Vogel. Boy, he just hit that nice and hard.
That was the one word I used when he came up. He'll hit the ball. He squares the ball up 50% of the time, pretty doggone well. Even when he goes out, he'll hit the ball hard to center field or right field. And I'm a big believer. That's all you can ask somebody is to square it up.
Yeah.
Once the ball's, I define it by saying, I just tried to hit that ball right between the shortstop. Well, I don't know about that. You might have, but there you go. Good. I like that too. I like that. He can run, boy.
Yep, that puts 2 runners in scoring position. Takes away the force play.
Yeah, and like you said, we want that second run in to keep playing. Because I'm spooky too, but as long as you keep playing, you still got a chance, don't you?
Yeah.
So we want to get 2 runs here, and maybe another one even, and then you're still dealing with 6 more outs if you can get these 2 runs in. Good eye.
2-1 the count. You can battle here and get
That's right. Now Jimmy will battle. I've seen these kids enough coming up. I've seen all of them, and these boys, whether it be junior high ball or travel ball, they can play the game. And I've been watching the Metamora baseball here pretty steadily for the last 10 years, 11 years, and they keep working, they hustle, they play the game right. Come on, good hitter. Good eye. Okay.
Full count. Bryce Bishop on deck. First of 2 sophomores in the Redbird lineup. Back to back.
Back to back, hitting 3 and 4. Should be 2 of your better hitters. That's too good. It was. And one thing about going back, that wasn't over the middle of the plate. It was on the inside corner, but it was. I think Jimmy knew it too, just the way he acted and came back there. But you got to protect when you got 2 strikes. We got a good hitter here, but he's facing. We have a good left-handed young hitter hitting a good left-handed pitcher. You know, most people would say advantage pitcher, but I think Ben's gonna, or Bryce. I want to see Ben all the time, but Bryce is gonna challenge here and try to tie this game up. If the ball breaks the infield, or not tie it up, but keep us going.
Looks like Dunn's throwing a little harder here to him.
I think that's one thing the veteran pitchers do too. They throw it more, like about 90%, and when they want a little bit more, they're able to put a little bit more on it. But the umpires called a pretty good game, just between you and I on the fence. But and you get a good view from here, better than you do if you're standing along the side. But I haven't seen any. I thought the only one I would question a little bit, and that's one out of, 150 pitches you call, was the strikeout or the call on Guth, what I thought was a little low, but I mean.
But you never know how low it really was.
It wasn't very low. Once again, you got to protect. You got to expand the plate about 2 inches on each side and pull his head a little bit. But then the same thing, you got to.
3-2, 2 out. Now you got to bat.
I always say you kind of become a little like a batting practice type of deal. Do you need a perfect pitch or a good strike to hit it? No, just put your bat on the ball. It's going to hang up, I think, darn it.
Yep, and that'll be the ball game.
That's the ball game, darn it.
Redbirds fall 11-0.
Yep, a tough opener in this series this week, but like I say, you get the chance to come back Wednesday. A night game too, isn't it, if I'm not mistaken?
I think it is.
Night game on Wednesday? I think over there, right, 7 o'clock. And
the one thing that you got to kind of hand it to Metamora is they fell behind 8-0 in the first.
Yeah.
And then they battled them.
They gave one in the second, one in the third, and then basically shut them down from there. But
we'll be back in just a few minutes with a chat with head coach Eric Stone. Well, Coach Stone will be has to meet with the team tonight, and so we won't do the interview, but we'll see you next Wednesday night, Metamora Dunlap. That'll do it from Al Mulberry Field. Redbirds lose 11-0.